Compound complex.
How do you know? Just a guess.
Yeah.
Okay. And number 3, opinionated women are given disadvantages in societies that privilege male accomplishments. Yes. Complex. How do you know? Okay. And number 4, the baby cried for food. Have someone else on that? Simple. How do you know?
Because it's just one independent.
Good. So I'm going to talk about the difference between simple and complex sentences, because I was here one day last week when we checked the post test, and I think that was one of the biggest things, was not knowing if it was a simple sentence or a complex sentence. I have a little handout that when you get it, just go ahead and put your name on it. And then just pass them that, and I'll get it to you. Did everyone get one? Does this pen work? Did it?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's okay.
I'll be cheating.
Alright. Hold on. Okay, so what are the 4 sentence types? Can someone remind me? Okay. And can anyone remind me what a simple sentence is? I know we just talked about it, but the more we repeat it, the more we'll remember it. You know? One independent clause. So, can anyone tell me what a complex sentence is?
It has one independent clause, one dependent clause.
Good. So, alright. So, a simple sentence is one independent clause, subject, and a verb. We talked about that several times. So, a simple sentence doesn't have to be short. I know that sometimes, I know that when we were doing the bell ringer, some of you guessed about the long sentences being compound, complex, which is a good guess, but a simple sentence can actually be pretty long, and there are different elements of grammar that can be added, but it's still be a simple sentence. Oh, good, perfect. Okay, so words and phrases can be added to a simple sentence, but it would still be a simple sentence, but it just makes it longer. So in the phrases box, just a couple things that we talked about phrases, if you want to jot down a couple notes that will help you remember. So, like the definition of phrase. You're good. Okay. Phrase is not a complete thought. So I know we talked about phrases or clauses being a subject and a verb, but a phrase does not have both a subject and a verb. So you can add words like an adjective, or a compound subject and compound verbs that would make the sentence longer. They're just words added to the sentence that make it longer, make it a little more exciting than just saying the dog ran. You could say, like an adjective, the brown dog ran. Or a compound subject might be the boy and the dog ran. And a compound verb, you could say the dog ran and played. So those all just add to the sentence, but that's still a simple sentence. And then phrases, we'll go into this in a second, are you could add prepositional phrases or infinitive phrases that would make the sentence longer, make it more exciting, but it'd still be a simple sentence. So I'll give you all a couple more seconds to jot down anything else from this side if you want. Anyone need a little bit more time? I see some people still writing, so give me a couple more seconds. Let's keep going. So prepositional phrases. So you know prepositions, this is a list of some of them, not all of them. In, about, around, over, under. I learned that anything a squirrel can do to a tree. So the squirrel went up the tree, the squirrel went down the tree, around the tree, about the tree, he was near the tree. So that's something that I learned when I was in high school, which helped me remember it. So an example of a prepositional phrase would be the dog slept on the couch. So I'm gonna steal, do you have a driver's marker?
Yes.
So something that helps me when I'm trying to figure out, is this a simple sentence, is this a compound sentence, is this a complex sentence, is to put parentheses around the prepositional phrases. So the dog slept on the couch. So I know that on is a preposition. So every word that goes in that little phrase is part of the prepositional phrase. So I just put parentheses around the prepositional phrase, which helps me visualize that, okay, the dog slept is the main part of it, and the prepositional phrase is just added. But also, something that I do, again, visually, to help me realize just the different parts of the sentence is the subject, I draw one line under. And slept, the verb, I draw 2 lines under, which just helps me break it apart and see, okay, the dog slept, dog being the subject, verb, slept, and then on the couch. Still a simple sentence. But then, it can also be moved to on the couch, the dog slept. So it doesn't have to be at the end of the sentence, it can be at the beginning. So you can add little prepositional phrases within the sentence. You could have probably 12 prepositional phrases within the sentence, and it would still be a simple sentence. Okay, infinitive phrases. Has anyone heard of an infinitive phrase? No? Okay. So really, it sounds like a big word, but it really just means to plus a verb. So I went to sleep. I went to buy a book. I went to buy dinner. So I do the same thing with infinitive phrases. If you want to write down an infinitive phrase is to plus a verb, that might help you. Just remember, writing down always helps me remember things. So again,